Hello, I'm Angela from Awakened Hearts with Angela, and today I would like to talk about light in the darkness. So let's get started. I'd like to begin by prefacing this story and why this even became a remembrance for me. About a year and a half ago, I had an amazing trip to Sedona. And on that trip, we were trying to figure out how to take pictures of the stars. So we were sitting inside in a very, very dark room, like there was no light, trying to get the camera setting where we could get the shutter to stay open as long as possible so that it could let in as much light as possible. And what we found out was, even in this pitch black room, there was light. There was light. And if you look here, you can see in this picture these little orbs of light. And this was absolute pitch darkness. I wish I had taken a picture of just the darkness, but it was pitch black. And yet there was still light in that room. We just couldn't see it with the naked eye. And I think that the lesson there is that there is always light in the darkness. And much like the camera and its settings, you have to have the camera on a tripod. If you don't have the camera on a tripod, it shakes, and then the image is skewed, and you don't see it with clarity. So you're not certain what you're looking at. But when you put it on a tripod and you open up that shutter as wide as it'll go, you'll see things that you wouldn't see if you were just doing your day-to-day, or if you just took a moment and like, nope, it's dark in here. And where you can apply this is, we all have those moments, those lower vibrational, dense moments in our lives. And sometimes it takes a moment to just be still, to allow for that space, to allow for that expansion within our hearts, so that the light can flood out into the room and we can fill it with light. It's a choice. It's not an easy choice. I never said it was easy. Being still is probably one of the hardest things that I have ever tried to do. I have been battling it forever, but yet my inner knowing has been telling me this entire time, be still, be still. Because my inner knowing, myself, that evolved place within my soul, knew there was light within the dark spaces of the situations that I was moving through. And so it takes us being conscious and aware and making the decision to allow for that flow to come through. When we're still, we can see things more clearly, and we can hear ourselves more clearly. What typically happens when we're in that moment of pressure, in that moment of stress, and the adrenaline's been released, we are stimulated by that fight or flight situation. Not always great with the words. But you win the battle by being still. You win the battle by getting out of your head and going into your heart and hearing the true spaces of yourself. Because the light resides within your heart. So when you find yourself in this dense energy and you're sitting still, breathe in to your heart. Imagine yourself, when you take that breath, imagine that oxygen just filling the heart with light. And as you exhale, just allow your body to drop in. Feel yourself anchor into the ground and just be present This is where the most profound thinking, this is where the most profound enlightenment takes place, is in those still moments when we sit within our heart space, when we breathe light and life into our hearts. It's always speaking to us, but sometimes we get so up here that we can't hear it. It gets very loud. It gets very loud. I don't know about you, but sometimes I swear there's a circus. It gets very loud up there. And you have to make that choice to leave the circus and step into quieter spaces of yourself. And I think sometimes we get fearful of what we might hear. For me, it was fearful of what I might not hear. I was afraid that if I sat in that space and was just still, what if there was only silence? But here's the thing, that's not bad. That's not bad. It's okay for moments of silence. As a society, we always want to fill the spaces. We have this push against time. And when we're in spaces of silence, we become uncomfortable. But isn't that where growth happens, in those moments of uncomfort? So I just want you to remember, just the next time you feel this dense, dark energy, that lower vibration, where your heart is racing and you feel anxious and fearful, to just be still. Allow your lens to open all the way and hear what your heart has to say. And if it's quiet, then that's what you needed in that moment, was for this to just stop. Sometimes that's all it takes, is just a moment of peace. So if you enjoyed this, please give me a like and subscribe to my channel. Be sure to click the subscribe button. And if you have any comments on this topic, please feel free to plop them below. Plop. Please feel free to put them below, and I will try and answer them as best I can as we move through this space. Be sure to watch for the end of this week. I'll be creating a meditation. I do short meditations, 5 minutes to just get your day started. So be sure to keep an eye out for that.